Alright, in this video I'm going to give you a general overview of the webmail interface that's offered with your hosting and other services that we provide. So there are two versions of our webmail. There's the webmail to use on a desktop, and then there is another version of the webmail that is called a webmail Lite, and that is to use on mobile devices such as a smartphone. Okay, so in this video I'm just going to show you the desktop version. There's a separate video for webmail Lite on a smartphone. Okay, so first you'll come to this screen where you need to log in. So type in your email address, just like that, and then type your password in. Okay, and go ahead and you can choose to remember your email address, and you can also choose to remember your password. I wouldn't suggest the remember my password option unless you're, this is a personal computer that sits at home and you're the only one that ever uses it. Otherwise, if anybody accesses this address, you will instantly be logged in. You won't have to enter a password anymore. One other thing just to note real quick is how to access this. So most of the time, all you need to do is type mail dot and your domain. So if your domain, for example, like us here at rushwebsolutions.com, if we were to type mail.rushwebsolutions.com, and that's no W's in that, just mail dot and your domain into your web browser address, the address bar up at the very top, that will take you to this webmail program. Okay, and that'll work on both mobile devices as well as on a desktop computer. Okay, let's log in. Now once you're logged in, the first thing you're going to see is your overall usage in your mailbox. So this little graph will give you an idea of how much space you still have available. This is a free mail service that we offer with our hosting. So we give you as many mailboxes as your company needs. However, we do limit those mailboxes to 200 megabytes per box. Okay, and this little link right here is how you can check for new mail. So if you keep clicking it, it'll keep checking for new mail, and eventually mail will pop up if you have a new message. And then over here on the left, this is your administration bar, and it has your mailbox, your inbox, and you can create more folders simply by right-clicking. So you'll notice that when I right-clicked, a menu came down that was going to give me some options. So if I right-click, I can add a new folder, I can empty a folder, I can delete a folder, all those kinds of things. And the same goes for all of these boxes. If I right-click on any of these, I can empty them without having to go one by one to each message in the box. Or I can hit delete, which will then put the messages in my deleted folder or my recycle bin right there. Okay, so that's all these menus. Feel free to browse around in here. It's all pretty self-explanatory. And then up here at the top, these are your main menus for doing some of the more routine tasks like composing a new message. So when you click on that, window will pop up that'll let you type who the message is going to, a CC, and then the subject, and then the message typing tool is very much like using a word processor. And then you have the ability to save it as a draft, and you also can add attachments. So if you click on that, you'll select, you'll go to your computer, go get the attachments, whatever it is you want to upload, and then you can upload multiple attachments and attach all of them to one message. Just select them one at a time. Okay, and then you have some additional options in here. You can request read receipts, you can show a BCC if you want to add a BCC recipient, and then you can also save this recipient to your contacts folder, which is over here. And then also mark it as high priority if you need that. Okay, we'll go ahead and close that, and we'll get rid of the attachments window. And then over here on the left, this is your actions window. So if you need to create a new contact manually, set up an appointment in here, create a new email rule, any of those kinds of things, you can use that. You also have this additional ability for managing folders, and then again managing mail rules. You can set up away messages. So if you're on vacation and you want a message to appear when you're away, you can do that in here. The first thing you need to do is check the enable box. Then you can type your message in this box here and type your subject in here. Once you enable it, it will turn gray, but the message will stay intact. So in the future, you won't have to retype the message again. So if I type something in here and I type my subject and I uncheck that box, you'll notice that everything stays intact. So whenever I need the away message again, all I'll have to do is hop in here, click enable, and hit save. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that without saving. And then also up here, you have some autoresponders if you want to use those. We don't recommend those. They can cause problems in flagging your account as being a spam account. If you have if you get messages from spamming sources and your email account automatically replies, and that address that it came from was a known spamming address, you could get yourself caught up in a cycle where you now have been flagged as a spammer. So we really don't recommend using those unless you really need it. Managing user options. So this is where you can go in and manage all kinds of things about your account. Go ahead and check all this stuff out. These are just different options on how your account interacts. Changing your password, we have another video on that. And then changing the theme, and then you can also switch to the light version, which I mentioned when this video first started. So if you need to do that, you can do that in here as well. All right, and I think that's it. That's everything that the system does. Feel free to play around in here, and let us know if you have any questions.